Happy December, and welcome to Whiskey Advent 2020. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Blake.
And we love whiskey. So this year we decided to use some bottles from our own collection and create a Whiskey Advent calendar. And we think we have a pretty exciting lineup. We've got Scotch, we've got Irish whiskey, we've got bourbon, we've got whiskey from Arkansas, Missouri, Colorado. What else do we have? Texas. How could I forget Texas?
Yes.
And we got some rye. So we're just going to go through and share what we smell, what we taste, why we enjoy the different whiskeys. So the first one for December 1st is the Breckenridge Spiced Whiskey. And this Breckenridge, Colorado, distillery in Colorado. I would definitely call this holiday cheer in a bottle.
What are you getting on the nose?
Nutmeg.
Brown
and
sugar.
Orange peel.
Orange peel, citrusy, but not too citrusy.
And just any sort of warm spices you'd use for pumpkin pie.
This is Christmas in a glass, and this is why we chose Breckenridge Spiced Whiskey for day one, is just to get us in the Advent season and feel the festiveness of our drinking. And
we
ready
use
to
a
taste?
Glencairn glass. It's our preferred method of sniffing, mouth open, and drinking. And they don't break as easily as wine glasses when you
That's
have
true.
many children around. All right, shall we taste?
Shall we taste?
We
Cheers.
shall. Cheers.
It's good.
It is very
definitely
good.
getting the orange. Definitely getting the orange peel, the orange citrus. It reminds me a lot of a old fashioned,
Yes.
and this is probably the closest thing you can get to an old fashioned in a glass, in a bottle, kind of almost prepared. Friends of ours have used this for old fashions. It's a great whiskey to mix with. It's great whiskey to just to sip and drink when you don't want to think about your whiskey too much. And for that reason, that's why we chose this one for day one. And as you can see, the bottle required a lot of coaxing to get out, to get open. And it's been a really good one for us. It's only 41%, 82 proof.
But it's full of flavor.
It is spiced whiskey, so it's made with bourbon and then infused with a little brown sugar and a little with some spices, but it's not. So I guess technically it's not in the bourbon category anymore, but they do use bourbon to begin with. And Breckenridge is an award-winning distillery out of Breckenridge, Colorado, obviously, and they have just a great lineup. Their dark malts, American single malt, is something I've wanted to try for a long time. It's rather expensive. Their regular bourbon is really good, spot on. I have a distillery only pick from them with a Sartine finish, Sartine wine barrel finish with their bourbon, and it's really good. My brother picked that one up for me when they went out there. But what are you getting on the palate, besides what we already discussed?
Kind of reminds me of gingerbread, so just more spices. Gingerbread has like molasses in it and more of those allspice, nutmeg. I guess some would refer to as baking spices. And definitely that hit of citrus. It is, I mean, if you're too lazy to make a cocktail, this
could
essentially
work.
is a
Yeah,
cocktail.
Cocktail.
It's delicious.
It is delicious. What are you getting on the finish? I
Still
think
citrus lingering.
Yeah, a lot of citrus lingering. I think it lingers actually longer than a lot of other things, just because it is a spiced whiskey and has extra flavors in it, and so it sticks around for a while. Getting a minor Kentucky hug,
even for low
for
proof.
82 proof, a little Kentucky hug, which I like, warms me up, and sticking around, getting some bitterness from the barrel. which you would assume because you're drinking whiskey that you're going to get some. And I always enjoy that. I like the bitter flavors that come out. It's delicious.
It's delicious. There's not much change. I mean, what you get on the nose is what you taste.
Yeah.
What the finish is.
It's not complex, but very
no, but
fun
the
to
flavor's
drink.
good,
Yeah.
and it lingers, and it's very, as you said, for such a low proof, it's very enjoyable. Doesn't knock your socks off, even though there's getting a little warming. I have a feeling it's not going to take us to. I don't even know if this will last till Christmas. We broke it out in Thanksgiving, but just kind of the chill weather kind of makes you want to. I think when we first tried it must have been like warm out or summer or something. Well, it was still enjoyable. We thought, my gosh, this would be even better.
This would actually
the
go
holidays.
really great in a toddy type cocktail where it's warmed up. So it's almost like you're drinking a warm cider.
I mean,
almost.
similar to like a mulled wine where
Yeah.
you get the different spices
would
and the
be great for
citrus
that.
peels. Yeah, I mean, I'm about to take my last sip here. Still, yeah, there's that little bitterness. Sometimes if you get a little bitterness in the citrus
Yes.
peel too, I can see that relating.
Yeah, so overall not too complex, really great for just the holidays. I love it, and that's why we chose it for day
And
one.
maybe people who would typically think they don't like whiskey might enjoy this one because it does have it's sweeter.
Yes.
There's more, I guess, recognizable flavors.
Yeah, and I think it's approachable, very approachable. You can get into whiskey with something like this really easy because it's just Christmas in a glass. It's delicious.
Or Thanksgiving in a glass too.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, thank you for joining us for day one of the Advent calendar. We sure do appreciate it, and we hope that we can share some of our knowledge and our love of whiskey with y'all. And
for Southern.
yes. Do you have any other closing remarks?
No.
All right,
excited
we'll see
for
you tomorrow.
the
We'll
other
drop
23.
the other 23. We've got a great lineup. We're so excited. We had a lot of fun putting it together. It was like making a plate, like making a mixtape.
Mixtape, yes. We're that old.
For people. So it was very fun. So we'll see you tomorrow. Not every day will be a video, but we're going to try. And we'll at least have some posts about the distillery and about why we like this whiskey and things like that. So thank you very much. Y'all have a good evening.